I speak as someone with 8 years of psychology experience. People with a fear of manifestation often have the greatest potential for scale and a strong personal brand. 100%. Fear of showing up is a mediocre environment. When you start to fly, absolutely everyone around you, relatives, friends, who knows who even shows up, is trapped in their own little box. They're like animals, fearing for their worldview, and are so confident they begin to suppress you. In a strong environment, you won't have a choice. Champions always support any endeavor mediocrity suppresses. The hardest thing to admit is that your parents might be mediocre, with their own fears. You're burning. That's right. As someone who avoided expressing themselves for a long time, I can confirm that once the fear that holds me back is removed, the energy flows powerfully. Ha 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 ha. For everyone who writes, "Where did you get that idea?" Just read about the banal Dunning-Kruger effect. That's the first thing that came to mind. Most of the most over-the-top experts in any field aren't even close to geniuses who are afraid to show their true colors. Since childhood, I thought I'd amount to more than people thought. Then, as my cortex developed, I discovered how often I'd self-sabotaged myself, just to avoid doing what I knew I should do. It started to manifest itself when the constant fear of making mistakes and the desire to do things perfectly had already faded. Let me do what I'm capable of, and those actions will yield far more results than those I'd planned but never quite gotten around to. Go where it's scary. That's where you'll find your strength. That's exactly what happened to me. I've always been an introvert, shy in large, unfamiliar groups. I defended my dissertation. I didn't like my photos. I didn't smile for long in them. 2 years ago, I started my own Telegram channel, started writing commentary for the media, and then went into television. For the past year, I've been a guest expert on TV for a weekly segment, cleaning out celebrities' fridges and talking about food. Because behind fear, there is always hidden potential and a source of strength. And the worst part about this is how toxic individuals are capable of trampling on people with such enormous potential. Trampling, devaluing, forgetting that's the fundamental foundation from which it all begins. I once had such a hard time expressing myself that I'd even lose myself in the attention of my friends who'd stare at me and start listening when I tried to get something across. My words would get garbled, and I'd get nervous, and I was already an adult. Could I have imagined that I'd be leading people or being a speaker at events? Never in my life. The worst thing for me is being too visible, and I know where that comes from. I've been taught my whole life not to brag, not to talk about myself, to keep quiet. After all, where it's quiet, there's safe. I have 500 videos and finished edits, but I just don't post them or create an account for them because I can't bring myself to do it, even though I know in my head that I'm a very interesting person. I often remember the Bible parable about talents. One buried his talent in the ground, but others multiplied it, and God became angry with the one who buried his talent. That's true. I knew about my potential since childhood, but I was terrified to the point of shaking. I had to go through quite a journey to even begin to post anything. In short, it's a complicated story. It works the same way with other fears. Where a person's greatest fear is, there, the treasure is buried. That's actually true. My TikTok videos were getting 15 million views a month. Everyone around me, including my mother. It was just pure luck. Now my daughter's Instagram video has 2 million views, and there's always a huge response on any social media platform. But this fear of expression and the constant shutting back down, the crab effect, or whatever it's called, when they're pulling you down so you don't accidentally fall, is certainly very damaging to the psyche. No fear is 100% random. Behind every fear lies potential. This is logical, both from the perspective of the soul's purpose and based on human nature. We always react to what is within us. It doesn't matter what emotion or state it is. If there is fear of manifestation, there is potential for manifestation. The worst thing is that those who know practically nothing and have approximately zero expertise are the loudest, while the professional and strong ones most often consider themselves not yet experts enough to show. Do you know what else makes them suddenly manifest? Stress. A strong blow to the gut. And with this resentment and aggression that many people take out on others, these people don't use it for self-destruction, but for building a new personality, like phoenixes from the ashes. By this logic, everyone who doesn't manage social networks has the greatest potential for scale. As someone with 8 years of psychology training, it probably wouldn't be difficult for you to share a couple of links to what foreign literature has to say on this topic, and what fear of manifestation is called in English.